Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract everything they want, while others struggle for years without seeing their deepest desires come to life? Why do some dreams feel so close you can almost touch them, yet they remain perpetually out of reach? In this video, you're about to uncover the hidden forces that keep your desires locked away in the realm of someday maybe. And more importantly, you'll discover exactly how to shift from hoping and wishing to actually living the life you've been dreaming about. Let me tell you about Sarah. For 3 years, she visualized her dream job every morning. She created vision boards, repeated affirmations, and even meditated on her desires daily. Yet nothing changed. She remained stuck in the same unfulfilling position, watching others advance while she stood still. Perhaps in Sarah, you recognized yourself or someone you know. It's the story of millions of people who believe they're doing everything right, yet continue to live lives that feel like pale shadows of their true potential. So what's really happening here? The answer lies in a fundamental misunderstanding of how manifestation actually works. Most people approach their desires like they're placing an order at a cosmic restaurant. They think if they just ask clearly enough, want desperately enough, or visualize vividly enough, the universe will deliver. But here's the truth that changes everything. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every belief you hold creates an energetic frequency. This frequency is like a radio signal you're constantly broadcasting to the world around you. And here's what most people don't realize. When you're wanting something, you're actually broadcasting the frequency of not having it. Think about it. The very act of wanting implies absence. When you say, "I want to be wealthy," you're affirming that you're currently not wealthy. When you desperately wish for love, you're reinforcing your current state of loneliness. When you hope for better health, you're focused on your current illness or weakness. This is why desire, as we typically understand it, becomes a trap. The more intensely you want something, the more you reinforce the energetic reality of lacking it. Dr. Joe Dispenza, the renowned neuroscientist and researcher, has spent decades studying this phenomenon. His groundbreaking work reveals that our thoughts and emotions literally create our reality by shaping the neural networks in our brain and the electromagnetic field around our body. According to Dispenza's research, when you're constantly thinking about what you don't have, your brain creates neural pathways that make lacking your default state. Your body becomes addicted to the chemistry of wanting, needing, and hoping. You literally become someone who is defined by absence rather than abundance. Here's where it gets even more complex. The harder you try to control your desires into manifestation, the more elusive they become. It's like trying to catch a soap bubble with your bare hands. The harder you grasp, the quicker it bursts. Most people approach manifestation with what we could call control consciousness. They create detailed plans, set rigid timelines, and become frustrated when things don't unfold exactly as they envisioned. They grip their desires so tightly that they actually squeeze the life out of them. But manifestation isn't about control. It's about alignment. Think of a dancer moving with a partner. The beauty of the dance doesn't come from rigid control, but from responding, flowing, and allowing the rhythm to guide the steps. When one direction closes, another opens, yet the dance continues. This is the consciousness required for true manifestation. You must become like the dance, intentional in your movement, yet open to improvisation. Even more destructive than control is doubt. Doubt is not just a lack of belief. It's an active force that works against your desires. Every time you think, "What if it doesn't work?" or "Maybe I'm not worthy?" you're sending out a signal that cancels out your positive intentions. Imagine you're planting a seed in a garden. You water it one day, then dig it up the next to see if it's growing. Then you plant it again, water it, and repeat the cycle. The constant digging up, which represents doubt, ensures the seed never has a chance to develop roots and grow. This is exactly what happens when you doubt your manifestation process. You send out positive intentions one moment, then immediately undermine them with fear and uncertainty the next. The universe receives mixed signals and responds with mixed results, or no results at all. But here's what's fascinating. Doubt often masquerades as wisdom or practicality. Your logical mind says it's being realistic when it questions whether your dreams are possible. But this so-called realism is actually the greatest enemy of transformation. The mystics and sages throughout history understood something that modern science is just beginning to rediscover. Reality is far more flexible than we've been taught to believe. This brings us to perhaps the most crucial element of manifestation that most people completely miss: trust in the intelligence of the universe. Most of us have been conditioned to believe that we live in a random, chaotic universe, where things happen by chance or through force of will. But quantum physics is revealing what spiritual traditions have always known. We live in an intelligent, interconnected web of consciousness, where everything is constantly communicating with everything else. When you truly trust this intelligence, something magical happens. You stop trying to micromanage every detail of how your desires should unfold. You stop forcing timelines and controlling circumstances. Instead, you begin to collaborate with the universe rather than fighting against it. Trust is not passive resignation. It's active alignment with a wisdom far greater than your individual mind can comprehend. It's the recognition that the same intelligence that orchestrates the migration of birds, the flowering of plants, and the beating of your heart can surely handle the manifestation of your desires, if you allow it to. Now we come to the heart of the transformation that Joe Dispenza's work has illuminated. The practice of living and feeling as if your desires are already fulfilled. This isn't positive thinking or wishful fantasy. This is a neurological and energetic restructuring of your entire being. When you consistently think, feel, and act as if your desire is already your reality, you literally rewire your brain to match that reality. Dispenza's research shows that the brain cannot distinguish between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. When you repeatedly imagine having what you desire, not just visually, but emotionally and sensorially, your brain creates the same neural networks it would create if you actually had that experience. But here's the crucial part. You must feel the emotions of having what you want, not the emotions of wanting it. What does it feel like to already be living your dream life? What does it feel like to wake up every morning in complete financial freedom? What does it feel like to be deeply, unconditionally loved? What does it feel like to be vibrantly healthy and energetic? These feelings, gratitude, peace, joy, excitement, love, these are the frequencies that attract corresponding experiences into your physical reality. Gratitude is perhaps the most powerful tool for shifting your energetic frequency from lack to abundance. But most people practice gratitude incorrectly. They're grateful for what they have while simultaneously focusing on what they don't have. True manifestation gratitude is different. It's feeling genuinely thankful for your desires, as if they're already fulfilled. It's the gratitude you would feel if you woke up tomorrow and discovered that everything you've been wanting had magically appeared overnight. This isn't fake it till you make it positivity. This is a profound recognition that in the realm of infinite possibility, which quantum physics tells us is the true nature of reality, your desires already exist. You're simply aligning yourself with the timeline where they're manifested in your physical experience. Practice this. Every morning, spend 5 minutes feeling overwhelming gratitude for the life you're creating. Thank the universe for your perfect health, your loving relationships, your meaningful work, your financial abundance. Feel it as real. Feel it as already done. This simple practice will begin to shift your frequency immediately. Another key insight: your past does not determine your future unless you allow it to. But most people carry their history like a heavy backpack, constantly referencing old stories about who they are and what's possible for them. I've always struggled with money. Love never works out for me. I'm not the kind of person who gets lucky breaks. These stories become self-fulfilling prophecies. They create neural pathways in your brain that automatically filter reality to confirm what you already believe. They become the lens through which you interpret every experience, ensuring that you continue to create evidence for your limiting beliefs. But here's the liberating truth. You are not your past. You are not your patterns. You are not your problems. You are an infinite being having a temporary human experience, and every moment offers you the opportunity to choose a completely new story about who you are and what's possible for you. The practice of letting go isn't about forgetting your past or pretending it didn't happen. It's about releasing your attachment to past identities and opening yourself to new possibilities. It's about becoming someone who is defined by their vision rather than their history. Here's a simple but powerful technique that can immediately begin rewiring your brain. Start speaking about your limitations in the past tense. Instead of saying, "I'm bad with money," say, "I used to be bad with money." Instead of, "I'm terrible at relationships," say, "I used to struggle with relationships." Instead of, "I never finish what I start," say, "I used to have trouble completing projects." This subtle linguistic shift does something profound in your subconscious mind. It moves your limitations from your present identity into your past experience. It creates space between who you are now and who you used to be. Your brain begins to understand that these patterns are not permanent features of your character, but temporary experiences you've moved beyond. Even if nothing has changed externally yet, this practice begins the internal transformation that precedes all external change. Let's reason through this for a bit. Everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create your personal energetic signature. When this signature aligns with the frequency of your desires, manifestation happens naturally and effortlessly. Higher vibrational states, love, joy, gratitude, peace, excitement, attract experiences that match these frequencies. Lower vibrational states, fear, anger, resentment, desperation, attract corresponding experiences. This isn't metaphysical theory. This is measurable science. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. Your thoughts create brain waves that can be detected by sensitive instruments. Your emotions trigger chemical cascades that affect every cell in your body. When you consciously choose thoughts and emotions that align with your highest vision for your life, you literally become a magnet for experiences that match that vision. The key is consistency. It's not enough to feel good occasionally while spending most of your time in lower vibrational states. You must train yourself to maintain alignment with your desired frequency throughout your day. Dr. Dispenza's research reveals that elevated emotions, gratitude, love, joy, inspiration, are the key to creating new realities. These emotions carry far more creative power than positive thoughts alone. When you combine a clear intention with an elevated emotion, you create what Dispenza calls a heart-brain coherence. Your heart and mind begin to work together in harmony, generating a powerful electromagnetic signal that the quantum field responds to. This is why vision boards and affirmations often fail. They engage your mind, but not your heart. They create mental images without emotional resonance. But when you feel deep gratitude for your vision, when you experience genuine excitement about your future, when love fills your heart as you imagine your ideal life, you create the energetic conditions necessary for physical manifestation. True manifestation is not about getting something external. It's about becoming someone new. It's about evolving into the version of yourself who naturally lives the life you're dreaming about. This requires daily practice. Not the practice of wishing and hoping, but the practice of embodying and becoming. Start each day by asking yourself, who do I need to become today to align with my vision? Then spend time in meditation, breathing life into that version of yourself. Feel how they feel. Think how they think. See the world through their eyes. Throughout your day, make decisions from this elevated identity. When faced with choices, ask, what would my future self do in this situation? Then have the courage to act from that wisdom, even when it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar. This is how transformation happens, not through sudden dramatic shifts, but through countless small moments of choosing to be someone new. One of the greatest sources of suffering in the manifestation process is impatience. We live in an instant gratification culture that has conditioned us to expect immediate results. When our desires don't manifest on our preferred timeline, we assume something is wrong. But the universe operates on perfect timing, not personal preferences. Sometimes what appears to be a delay is actually divine orchestration, aligning circumstances and opportunities in ways your limited perspective cannot see. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust that the apparent detours are actually the fastest route to your destination. Trust that what seems like rejection is actually protection, redirecting you towards something better than you originally imagined. This trust isn't passive waiting. It's active faith combined with inspired action. It's moving forward with certainty while remaining open to how your desires might manifest in ways you never expected. Perhaps the most profound secret of manifestation is this: the universe responds most powerfully to love. When your desires spring from love, love for yourself, love for others, love for life itself, they carry an irresistible creative force. When you want something because it will allow you to love more fully, serve more deeply, or contribute more meaningfully, you align with the fundamental creative principle of existence. But when your desires spring from fear, lack, or ego, they lack this creative power. The universe doesn't respond to manipulation, desperation, or attempts to fill inner emptiness with external achievements. Ask yourself, how will manifesting this desire allow me to love more fully? How will having this experience help me serve others more deeply? How will achieving this goal contribute to the greater good? When your desires are rooted in love rather than lack, manifestation becomes effortless because you're working with the fundamental force of creation rather than against it. As we conclude this journey into the deeper truths of manifestation, remember this: you are not trying to get something you don't have. You are remembering something you forgot. You are not trying to become someone new. You are unveiling who you've always been. Your desires exist because the capacity to fulfill them already exists within you. The universe doesn't give you dreams that are impossible to achieve. Every vision that captures your heart is a glimpse of your potential reality. The path forward is clear. Stop wanting and start being. Stop hoping and start knowing. Stop trying to force your desires into existence and start allowing them to unfold naturally through through your transformed consciousness. Trust the process. Trust your vision. Trust the infinite intelligence that breathes your breath and beats your heart. Your desires are not separate from you. They are expressions of who you truly are. And when you align with this truth, when you embody this knowing, when you live from this consciousness, your entire reality will transform to reflect the magnificent being you've always been. The life you've been dreaming about isn't coming to you. You're becoming it. You're not attracting your desires. You're recognizing them as the natural expression of your awakened consciousness. This is the secret. This is the way. This is how desires transform from distant dreams into living reality.